Alexis Ohanian shocking reaction. Gabby Thomas makes a game-changing promise to track and field. Gabby Thomas broke America's heart today when she announced that she would not be going to Tokyo. A part of her announcement read, "As an athlete, you always want to keep grinding, but sometimes you simply can't outwork an injury. Sometimes it's about patience and making the right decision for the long term. All the best to my Team USA teammates fighting for medals in Tokyo." What happened? The Achilles injury she had been struggling with this season has finally resulted in the worst case. But track fans stand by her, wishing her recovery, praising her for not wasting a spot. And joining them is Alexis Ohanian with a big track and field promise. After the news came out, Aflo made a post on X, always rooting for Adits. Gab bit 2 hearts with a picture of the 200-meter Olympic gold medalists. He quoted the tweet and wrote, "I've got a spot for you trackside at Aflo's this year, Gabby. We'll miss not having you on the track, but get well soon." Thomas was one of the 36 elite female athletes included in this women-only track and field showcase last year. She raced in the 200 at New York's Icon Stadium, clocking 22.21 S21s to finish second behind Brittany Brown 22.18s. And now that she is injured, Ohanian wants to take a seat trackside. Aflo's received a lot of praise last year, and one of its highlights was the track side. It featured a club-esque area for VIPs and celebrities who included Shonda Rhimes, Flavor Flav, Lupita Nyong'o, and Hot Ones host Sean Evans. Justin Gatlin also praised it, saying, "I like how they had the VIP right along trackside, so people can really see how fast these women are." So the crowd went wild when they ran a race. Thomas would probably love a spot in the trackside this year, especially when she is more than an athlete to AFOS now. Gabby Thomas advising Ohanian over the Aflo's decision. Alexis Ohanian made another tweet today that was retweeted by Gabby Thomas. It said, "Women running stadium at Aflo is redesigning the sport for women. Everything from how race bibs are designed to our new advisor on a council with stars like a carry at its Gabbit and a Tan We ask the athletes what they want, then we execute. This is because Shakari Richardson, Gabby Thomas, and Tara Davis Woodhall are the founding advisor. Owners of Aflo's. Gabby, Shakari, and Tara represent a new generation of athletes who have put this sport on their shoulders and deserve to be compensated for being the standard bearers." Alexis Ohanian announced back in May. He continued, "We were focused on bringing them into the league as founding owners to ensure we're building a league that our athletes will love and taking advice from the women." He had already reduced the size of the bibs they use. In the post retweeted by Gabby, he talked now he is focusing on removing them altogether and has the athlete's name and number embossed on the kit. Aflo's is going back to New York on October 10th, and maybe only then we will see if Gabby Thomas is on the track side. When Gabby Thomas released her news, a shocking update about her health struggles that would affect her preparation for the upcoming championships, the track and field world collectively gasped. The Harvard graduate sprinter, known for her dazzling 200m speed and radiant personality, had always balanced brilliance on the track with brilliance off it. But this news wasn't about a medal. It was about resilience, survival, and her uncertain road back to the starting blocks. Athletes, fans, and fellow Olympians sent waves of support. But one name stood out, appearing in bold across social media. Alexis Ohanian, the Reddit co-founder and husband of tennis legend Serena Williams, had long admired strong women pushing the limits of sport. His life was woven into the fabric of athletics, not just through Serena, but through his growing passion for uplifting underfunded and overlooked sports. Women's track and field had always fascinated him, especially its global reach, and its tendency to produce icons who received far less spotlight than their male counterparts in mainstream sports. And when Gabby Thomas broke her news, Ohanian didn't hesitate. Within hours, his post appeared. "Gabby, we're with you. Track and field is family, and family shows up. I promise you this. Your fight will not go unnoticed, and I'm going to make sure women in track and field get the resources, visibility, and investment they deserve. Starting now." It wasn't just words. For Alexis Ohanian, promises always came with plans. A big track and field promise. Behind the scenes, Ohanian had already been exploring ways to invest in women's sports beyond tennis and soccer. Gabby's announcement lit a fire in him. He called a late-night meeting with his team at 776, his venture capital firm, and laid out the vision, a fund for female track athletes. Sponsorships in athletics had always been lopsided, with sprinters and distance runners often relying on patchwork deals. Ohanian wanted to launch a new athlete-focused program, grants, stipends, and endorsement pipeline specifically for women like Gabby, who balanced world-class performance with off-track challenges, media spotlight initiatives. If track and field isn't getting prime time coverage, we'll build the platforms ourselves, he told his team. Partnerships with streaming services, Dory's projects, and social-first content would showcase athletes beyond just Olympic years. Community engagement. Ohanian envisioned grassroots programs that tied elite athletes to local youth track clubs, especially in underfunded communities. The next Gabby Thomas could be a 12-year-old running laps in a cracked schoolyard right now, he said. Gabby's reaction. When Gabby saw the message, she was sitting in her Boston apartment, nursing the weight of her announcement. The messages of support warmed her heart, but Ohanian stood out. It wasn't pity. It wasn't a hollow cheer. It was action. She tweeted back, "Alexis, thank you. If your promise helps one little girl find the courage to chase this sport, it'll mean more than medals. Count me in." Fans immediately began imagining the possibilities. Gabby Thomas partnering with Alexis Ohanian to redefine the future of women's track and field. The thought carried the same energy Serena once brought to tennis, a fusion of athletic dominance and cultural influence that transcended the sport itself. The ripple effect. Within days, Ohanian's promise spread beyond Twitter. Headlines. NBC Sports ran a feature from tennis courts to track lanes. Alexis Ohanian's next move in women's sports. ESPN covered the story, highlighting Gabby's resilience. Leone Shah. "This is the kind of support our sport needs. Thank you, Alexis." Shocker. Richardson wrote, "Real one. Let's put track where it belongs, front and center." Even Serena teased him on Instagram stories. "When your husband starts promising to save another sport, but you know he'll actually do it." The combination of Gabby's courage and Alexis's vow felt like the perfect storm of vulnerability and vision. Track wasn't just surviving. It was about to evolve, building the legacy. Ohanian, true to his entrepreneurial roots, wasn't content with a simple pledge. By spring, he announced the launch of Project Fast Lane, a multi-million-dollar initiative dedicated to women in track and field. Athletes like Gabby Thomas, Allison Felix, and Dala Muhammad were tapped as advisors. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.